Brooklyn Independent Television.
Welcome to Brooklyn Review. I'm Brian Vines. You may have heard by now that in mid-July, hundreds of geese were killed in Brooklyn's Prospect Park over fear that they pose a threat to planes flying into and out of New York's airports. The move, criticized by some Brooklynites, has become quite the local controversy. Lauren Moraski visits Prospect Park to see what nearby residents think about Geese Gate.
One day they were here, and the next, gone. In mid-July, nearly 400 Canada geese in Brooklyn's Prospect Park were rounded up and gassed in the middle of the night. And now there's talk of more killings, as the species is deemed a threat to aviation safety at the city's airports. The local geese elimination has caused quite the stir across the country. I visited the park in the midst of what's now dubbed Geese Gate to see what residents think about their former winged neighbors.
It's depressing. I mean, this lake used to be filled with this particular life form. These beautiful V-shaped wedges of geese used to come honking in, you know, every few hours. I mean, it's empty. It's sad.
So who killed the geese? The U.S. Department of Agriculture carried out the mission at the request of the city and a recommendation from an airport wildlife management committee. Plans were hatched following 2009's Miracle on the Hudson emergency landing when U.S. Airways Flight 1549 encountered a flock of Canada geese. Martin Lowney, director of the USDA Wildlife Service, released a statement to us saying the program is effective at providing a safe and operating environment for aircraft, minimizing abundant geese, and leaving habitat for other wildlife. But not everyone agrees. The Humane Society is just one of many organizations speaking out.
The Humane Society of the United States believes that this is an inhumane, ineffective, and costly program. And what we've known from scientific studies and studies that have been done over and over again is that killing geese basically just opens up the habitat for other geese to come back in. And what we have been maintaining, and also what other airports, including the Heathrow Airport in London and also the airport in Israel, have shown, is that there are more humane and scientific ways of dealing with the problem, which includes egg oiling and egg addling, which prevents geese from being born. And actually many of the animals who were killed by the USDA and by the city contract, they wouldn't have hatched in the first place if they had implemented the plan last year.
Although some consider the geese to be a nuisance, the park goers I met seem to have enjoyed their company. At the same time, nearly everyone agrees the population needs to be better managed.
I definitely think really having a community town hall would have been appropriate first step to find out different ideas, different humane ways of which to obviously control the geese, because if the problem is the flight path, then you definitely want travelers to be safe. But then on the other hand, you don't, it's a little bit overkill.
It's very sick the way they did it. I think what they should have done was handle it differently. Maybe, I don't know, I don't eat wildlife, but there's people who they say like game, give it away or something, but don't slaughter them like that. It's like Hitler returns.
At first it was stated that we're 6.5 miles from the airports. It turns out we're actually closer to 9 miles from the airports, which all is irrelevant because even resident geese roam within 12 to 15 miles. But I don't think the solution is to kill everything that gets in the way. I think it's a bad mentality. I think air manufacturers have to explore modifications to their equipment. Airports may have to look into their flying patterns.
Although hundreds of geese were killed, as you can see behind me, there are a few in the Prospect Park waters, and experts are unsure whether they are the survivors or if they have already started to return.
What we've seen, and also scientific studies have shown, is that catch and kill plans are basically ineffective, and it's a knee-jerk reaction to something that demands a more comprehensive and humane approach.
The latest report reveals that New York plans to reduce the goose population from 250,000 to about 85,000, which means roughly 2/3 of the state's geese could be eliminated. I'm Lauren Moraski, reporting from Prospect Park for Brooklyn Review.
Follow us on Twitter at BK Independent TV.